On today's IRS tax update, as we have finally arrived at the start of the tax season, we will check in on the latest developments, including the date for the first batch of tax refunds set to be released. Meanwhile, we are already receiving the first reports of tax refund delays, so we will take a look at the two issues taxpayers are already encountering, which can impact anyone filing this year, including increased reports of ID verification requests. And from there, we will check in on those attempting to file their tax returns online who are having their returns rejected, and tax topic code 152. Now, with the tax season officially underway, tax processing has already begun at IRS processing centers, starting off with those simple tax returns. And we can now report the first batch of direct deposit tax refunds will start to go out this week and reach bank accounts by February 5th, as confirmed by the refund status results seen here. It does look like this first batch of tax refunds are coming from simple tax returns with limited income to report and no credits being claimed. We can also report at the moment there are no technical issues with the IRS processing systems as things continue to move along, and most refunds will be released within 21 days of filing, with a few exceptions for early filers, specifically those impacted by the PATH Act. Along with reports of the first scheduled refunds come reports of the first set of refund delays, as we have started to see a growing number of taxpayers encountering these messages when checking the status of their refunds online, indicating their tax return is being reviewed and that they will need to complete ID verification. Now, for those encountering this for the very first time, this is not a cause of concern. Now, this does happen regularly, and an issue we have been reporting was likely going to be the cause refund delays this year. If you are impacted by this, expect to receive an ID verification letter from the IRS within the next week or two. And make sure to check your tax transcripts to locate a 971 code with a recent date to confirm a letter is being sent. If you are selected for ID verification, you must wait for that letter in the mail to fully complete the process, as versions of these notices, such as the 5071C letter, contains a unique control number that you will need to enter to begin the ID verification process online. You will also need a valid photo ID and a copy of your tax return to fully complete the process. Please note, verifying your ID is the first step of the process, and you must complete the step of verifying your tax return as well in order for the IRS to consider you have completely verified. During the last tax season, most who completed ID verification received their refund within 9 weeks, as long as the IRS did not identify another issue with the tax return. Many taxpayers who are encountering these messages are planning to contact the IRS to resolve, but keep in mind they are likely to give you the same information we have just presented here, that you must wait for that letter in the mail. This problem can impact any taxpayer regardless of tax status, and is even impacting those who verified in previous years. For those impacted by ID verification this year, the most commonly received version of the ID verification letter you will receive from the IRS is the 5071C notice, as seen on the left. Now, last year the IRS redesigned this notice, so it is possible you may receive an older version of this notice, as seen on the right, or another notice type altogether. Again, this problem can impact anybody, and your tax return and subsequent tax refund will be on hold until the process is fully completed. 2 tax seasons ago, many taxpayers who needed to verify their identities failed to do so because they never ended up receiving that notice in the mail, and it was only after months and months of waiting did they finally reach out to the IRS to discover the cause of their refund delay. So again, this is another important reason to create an online IRS account if you have not done so already, and check your tax transcripts for regular updates. Another message tax filers are encountering when checking their refund status results is the one seen here, indicating action is required, and that the IRS is sending a letter requesting more information. Now, while there could be a variety of reasons this is happening, and without looking at the person's tax transcripts, the likely cause of this is that the IRS is attempting to verify income, withholding, and credit amounts that were entered on the tax return. In those cases, usually the IRS will mail out notices like the 12C and CP 75 letters to the taxpayer requesting to provide specific documentation. Now, while this person is still seeing tax topic 152 at the bottom, which is a normal tax topic code, that could very well change to tax topic 151 over the course of time, which reflects there is in fact an issue. If you are impacted by this, expect to receive a letter from the IRS within 2 to 3 weeks, and depending on the type of letter, you may be able to submit the requested documents online to the IRS to help speed up the process. Once again, do confirm a letter was sent by checking your tax transcripts online and locating a 971 code with a recent date. Most tax filers will see one of the messages seen here when checking the status of their tax refund online, indicating their tax return has been received and is currently being processed. And most are very likely to see tax topic 152. It is also common. You may encounter the orange status bars as seen at the bottom left of the screen when using the desktop version of the IRS website. And there actually may be instances where those orange bars disappear. And again, that is perfectly normal for some to experience and is no cause for concern. However, if you do see tax topic 151 when checking your refund status results, then that means the IRS has identified a potential issue with your return and that it is currently under review. As we have seen in past years, those who encounter this code will likely see a tax refund adjustment as a result, which could result in a refund delay as well. Also note, these tax topic codes are not tax transcript codes, and you will only be able to see tax transcript codes by logging into your IRS account and accessing your actual tax transcript. As millions file their federal tax returns over the next several weeks and months, we are going to see cases of taxpayers who will have their tax return rejected by the IRS as seen here. Now, there are going to be a few different reasons why this could be happening, so we will take a look at some of the most common reasons, a number of which can result in a quick fix, and the tax return being resent to the IRS for processing. Now, one of the most common causes for a rejected refund has been the simple reason of the taxpayer has entered the wrong Social Security number, either for themselves or others, including a spouse or dependent if applicable. We have also seen taxpayers accidentally enter the date of birth incorrectly for their dependents, which would cause a rejection, as well as a missing identity protection PIN when one is required. Other reasons include an incorrect prior year adjusted gross income listed as well as a business name mismatch on a tax form. So make sure to double-check all entries as well as one not listed here, which is the bank account information you entered if in fact you selected to receive your tax refund by direct deposit. Each year, thousands of taxpayers enter the wrong bank information, which results in additional delays, as the IRS will have to issue out the refund as a paper check, usually within 4 to 6 weeks. Also do note, once a tax refund is accepted by the IRS, that banking information cannot be changed, not even by calling the IRS. Now finally, with a massive increase of ID tax identify theft cases last year, and the record amount of data breaches we saw in 2023, it is really no surprise many tax filers are now encountering ID verification requests as they begin to file their taxes. Last year saw a record number as nearly 300,000 ID theft cases were handled by the IRS, in which someone had their identity used by someone to file a fraudulent tax return and claimed a tax refund as a result, compared to less than 100,000 cases just 4 years prior. What makes matters worse is that it is currently taking the IRS up to 19 months to complete ID theft cases and process the taxpayer's actual tax return and issuing of tax refund. Let us know in the comment section below about your ongoing tax issue. In the meantime, we will keep monitoring the situation for further developments, so make sure to click on the thumbs up and subscribe button below for future updates on this channel, and thanks for watching.